The only argument, James, that I would put forward for Albo going earlier to the polls is because the longer the nuclear debate runs, it's just like The Voice, the more and more people start to go, oh, actually, this looks quite good, this nuclear thing. I'm going to go the nuclear route. That would be
Rowan,
my argument.
I'm so glad that you said that. You are absolutely spot on. What is happening right now is The Voice 2.0. There are so many similarities to this. You know, you can see it in the way the polls started out on this. You know, people, I'm not so sure about nuclear and so on, but just relentlessly prosecuting the case, you know, in the same way that you said, and the Dutton and the Coalition and Advance all said this Voice thing is ultimately destructive for Australia and it will make life in Australia worse. The same thing goes for Chris Bowen's renewables plan. Now, the tricky political thing for Dutton is that the best way through the polls is to say, we're going to do nuclear and renewables, because if you start to turn it into a fight between those two, Labour starts to get an upper hand. So the key for Dutton is to say nuclear complements renewables and complements gas and complements this suite of energy policies. That's how he gets it over the line. And if the energy bills go up again, energy bills are going to keep going up. You know, if renewables really were the cheapest form of energy, why is it that our power bills keep going up? Right there, we know this. And we know that the CSIRO, through their Gen Cost report, we know that all of the assumptions that they made that went into that wound up making it look very much like renewables were cheap. We know our lived experience, to use a phrase the left loves, doesn't, you know, agree with that. And so that's the challenge, I think. This becomes Voice 2.0 for Peter Dutton, and renewables are now the big idea that they had after The Voice lost, and they're going to lose this one too, I reckon.
Absolutely. But, Rita, I love the idea. I just want to move on from this to Chris Bowen. The Coalition's secret weapon, by the way. Chris Bowen.
Not so secret.
Love this story. There's a guy called Frank Carbone, or Carbone, out there in the western suburbs. He's the mayor of Fairfield, and he wants to run against Chris Bowen at the next election. Well, I love this because Chris Bowen will be defeated by someone whose name is Carbon. Carbon defeats Bowen. It couldn't be any sweeter. Bring that election on, and I want to be there when those votes are counted and Bowen goes down to CO2 itself. I love it.